Welcome to Thought Leaders, featuring interviews with some of the best minds in the industry. Today's special guest is popular platform speaker and best-selling author, Tom Hegna. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and talk show host. In this segment, we're going to share some of the basic understandings of Social Security, all from Tom's popular Social Security seminar and PBS special, Don't Worry, Retire Happy. Well, I really like the basics because once you understand the foundational idea behind Social Security, Tom, I think people can start to get an idea. Here's where we got to go, and especially, as you said yesterday, fix the problem.
Right. And Social Security, just some of the basics here, Steve. Let's kind of get these out of the way. The benefits that are available is retirement income, and that's one most people are familiar with, but there's also disability income, insurance for surviving spouses and children, and Medicare. And that insurance for surviving spouses and children can be significant if a working spouse dies.
Is there a division in Social Security from the retirement pension versus the disability income?
Yeah, and I mean, it's a whole different ballgame. So I even tell people, if you got questions on disability income, I don't really specialize in that. I'm more on the retirement income side.
Okay.
There's 34.7 million retired workers, 8.2 million disabled workers, 4.4 million widows and widowers, 2.5 million spouses, 1 million adults disabled, 3.2 million children. Now, what this tells you is that Social Security is not going away. When people say, oh, there won't be Social Security, I say, no, there will be Social Security. It may not be as rich as what your parents got, but you can have 40, 50 million people covered by something and have it disappear. It's going to be there. And it's a big benefit. For a single person, it can pay over $500,000. For a married couple, it can pay over $1 million. This just shows you if you're getting a monthly benefit of $2,000, and if there's an average 1.7 COLA, it tells you, over 25 years, it can pay $739,000. And there are people getting more than $2,000, especially couples. A lot of couples get more than $2,000.
Well, even at 25 years, Tommy, even if I'm 65, that's only age 90.
Right.
We see a lot of people living by that past
right.
that
Well,
age.
life expectancy now for a 65-year-old couple is age 93.
Wow.
So, really, this should go up 30, 35 years, and you'll see it gets well over $1 million, even on a modest Social Security benefit. Now, here's the problem. 74% of those collecting Social Security benefits are taking them early. And in the next segment, we're going to talk about why it pays for at least the breadwinner to delay. And these people are leaving money on the table, many of them. There's been a 16.7% increase over the past 5 years in those over 85 collecting benefits. And look at this. There were 1.8 million recipients over age 90, and it was only 720,000 in 1980. And this is growing rapidly. Rapidly. 51,000 recipients over age 100, and that's growing rapidly as well. So this can pay for 40 or 50 years. Now, we talked about in the last segment of how benefits are funded, that both the employer and the employee contribute. But here's some of the more details. You have to pay in for 40 quarters to be eligible for Social Security. Now, once you're eligible, they're going to look at the average of your highest 35 years. Now, why is 35 important? Well, we get people all the time that say, Tom, I want to retire when I'm 52. Okay, well, you can retire when you're 52, but what if you only paid into Social Security for 25 years? What are the other 10 years going to be credited with? 0, 0, 0. Do you want 10 zeros on your Social Security record? Or, Steve, maybe you have 35 years, but the first 5 years you were the busboy at Big Bob's restaurant on the corner, and now you're a financial columnist making big bucks. Maybe you want to have 5 more years of the big bucks financial columnist and bump off the 5 years of busboy at Big Bob's. So,
let's not talk about those early years.
So I'm saying a lot of people have 35 years, but their first years they might not have been making much, so you may want to have 35 good years. You know what I'm talking about there? So if we go on to the next one, your full retirement age for many people is age 66. For some people it's 67. But and that's when you get your full retirement, is at your full retirement age. But if you take it early, all right, and you can take it as early as age 62, it can be reduced 25 or even now 30%.
Let me stop you there, Tom. Now, we've talked about moving up the retirement age as one of the fixes.
Right.
And I've already seen I'm not 65, I have to wait till 66.
Right.
All right, so why, you think they'll ever bump the early entry instead of leaving it at 62? They're bumping everything forward, but the 62 is still the same.
Yes, I think that at some point you could see them raise that to 64, because look, people are healthier. They're 70's the new 50, that type of thing, and so I do think you're going to see people waiting longer. Anyway, many people are going to have to, but if you wait till age 70. your Social Security benefit goes up. And we're going to talk a lot more about this in the next segment. You can see here the average Social Security income benefits for retired workers. It's almost $15,000. For disabled workers, about $13,000. Widowers and parents, about $13,000. Children, $67,000, because it's about half of what the parents get, and spouses is about half. So you can see these are reasonable numbers, and for most retirees, it accounts for a significant amount of their retirement. And then this one, we'll kind of end on this one for this segment, Steve, but this shows you that for low-income people, their Social Security makes up a much higher percentage of their retirement. High-income people, it's a much lower percentage, but in real dollars, it's more because they paid in a lot more. So that's just kind of an interesting one right there.
Well, before we leave the segment, I'm looking at this, and for most Americans, since this is their middle class and lower middle class and poor, this is their number. So this is America's #1 retirement. So I'm going to say that number is probably even bigger than what we really realize when you take all in.
Absolutely, but it shows that no matter whether you're rich or poor, you need to save more money for retirement, because can you really live on 55% of your income? Can you really live on 28% of your current income? And that's the problem. People need to save more money.
Well, for more information on the basics of Social Security and how it can help your clients and prospects, just click on the landing page address in the video description. We'll be right back with more with Tom Hagner.
A solid web presence has never been more important to the success of your business. Introducing Agent Website Creator, provided by CreativeOne. Through Agent Website Creator, you can create your own personalized website and have it up and running easily with zero knowledge of programming. Choose from several designs with easy drag and drop customization. Get proven lead generation offers, professionally written articles, and helpful financial calculators. Plus, the ability to embed videos, integrate your social media, and more. Update your website anytime and show the world within minutes. The best part? It's hosted for free. To learn more about Agent Website Creator, call your CreativeOne sales team at 800-992-2642 or visit us online at creativeone.com.
In this segment, we're going to continue our basic understanding of Social Security, all from Tom's popular Social Security seminar and PBS special, Don't Worry, Retire Happy. By the way, I love your title of your book, and I look forward to your next one. I know that you never started out writing these books, but they're really good, and I think the public really appreciated your PBS special.
Well, thanks, Steve. On the last session, we talked about that you can file as early as age 62. Your benefits will be reduced. The benefit is your primary insurance amount at your full retirement age. That they look at the average of the highest of your average of your highest 35 years, and then they average those index monthly earnings. Now, here's the cost of collecting early. Your full retirement age for you right now is age 66. That's when you get your full Social Security benefit. But if you take it early, it's reduced 25%. And when the retirement age goes up to 67, it's going to be reduced 30%.
Now, Tom, people debate this issue. I'm going to take it now because I don't know what the break-even point is out into the future.
Yeah, and so I will talk about the break-even point tomorrow in our session tomorrow, but I will talk about that. But most people should, at least if they have the breadwinner should delay, and we'll talk about that. So there's a penalty for collecting early, but there's also kind of a bonus for delaying. So if you could wait till 70, you're going to get 132% of what you would have got at age 66. So there's a big penalty if you take it early. There's a big reward if you delay it, and that'll lead us to our conversation tomorrow. Now, there's some language you need to know, because when you see articles written on Social Security, you're going to see this word PIA and FRA. FRA simply means your full retirement age. For you, Steve, it's 66. For me, it's 67. The primary insurance amount, that's the amount of your Social Security at your full retirement age, okay? The cost of living adjustment that Social Security uses is CPIW. There are many different CPI, CPIU, CPIL, CPIN. They use CPIW, and the cost of living adjustment for next year is 0. They're not raising it next year again. So that was kind of the basics that we wanted to cover in this section.
Well, let's talk about this, because to me, when I'm looking at there's a lot of strategy going on here then. So if I'm looking at 62, I'm losing benefits if I take it then. But if I had nothing else and I had to do it, I could do it.
You could. And they say, when should you take it early? If you absolutely positively need the money. Now, a lot of people say they need the money, but I'm talking if you needed it because you're going to starve if you don't have the money, then you could take it. But actually, the poorest people, are the ones that you delay till 70, because if you delay till 70, your check is going to be about double what it is at age 62. And Steve, I would rather see somebody work from 62 to 70 than from 75 to 95. And unfortunately, the latter is going to happen to too many people.
All right, so let's go through the mechanics then. So I need to look at what my number is. You said the top 35 years of those quarters. Remember, we had to qualify.
40 quarters.
I have to be 40 quarters.
Minimum.
So I'm going to look at my best. And like you suggested, maybe staying on, I'm not going to really, maybe I won't improve my situation. It depends upon how old I'm going to work to. But those numbers are really real. So if I wait, I want to do the reverse part. I noticed that on your graph, it went up higher, 68, 69, all of a sudden 132% of my original FRA,
right?
My full retirement age. So if I can somehow get to 70, it's so much more money. But a lot of people always debate the break-even issue, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. So in your estimation, if I'm looking at a graph and I'm saying I really need the money, I have to eat, I just have to ask for it at 62. But when I have two breadwinners, does it matter if one works and one doesn't? Does it matter if they both work?
Yeah, it does, and we're going to talk a lot deeper about that tomorrow in the maximization strategies.
Well, for more information on the basics of Social Security and how it can help your clients and prospects, just click on the landing page address in the video description. And for more information on all our shows, seminars, and workshops, don't forget to follow us out on social media or visit our webpage. I'm Steve Savant. We'll see you next time on Thought Leaders, and remember, keep thinking outside the box.